Athletes rarely agree with polls and rankings, but Carmelo Anthony is particularly unhappy with Slam Online ranking him number 15 on the list of the NBA top players for this season. Melo responded by commenting on Slam's Instagram post twice, writing, "Don't play yourself," and "all credibility lost in my emoji eyes." Stephen A., should Carmelo be upset that he's ranked the 15th best player in the NBA?
He's absolutely correct to be upset. We all know that I had to be a little bit critical of Carmelo Anthony this summer. Had to apologize because, you know, I should have reached out to him while he was in Bristol, but that's another story for, in Brazil, rather. But that's another story for another day. I've known this man for 13 years. I will admit that, you know, I got an affection for him. I got love for Melo. But when it comes to my basketball critique, I'm going to call it like I see it, Max Kellerman. I think it's blasphemous that anybody would say there are 15 players in the NBA better than Carmelo Anthony. It's absolute blasphemy. And listen, I'm the guy that when ESPN itself, and I do work here, when ESPN itself comes up with some of these bogus polls or whatever it is, I call it like I see it. When it's nonsense, I call it nonsense. And what is it, Slam magazine?
Slam Online.
Slam Online.
Yeah.
Very good, by the way. Very good publication. They know their basketball. They do good work. I'm not talking about them negatively. I'm only talking about this ranking. To tell me that there are 14 players in the NBA better than Carmelo Anthony, whoever did that needs to be drug tested. This dude averaged 25 and 6 for his career. His numbers go up to 25.7 come postseason time. I am not satisfied with his winning. I am not satisfied with him constantly getting the money but not getting a ring. I am certainly not satisfied, even though I got nothing but respect for his love for LeBron James, because they are friends. Damn it, hate him during the season. Hate him. Hate him. I don't know what you got to do to him. Let's stop him. Do something, because I'm tired of watching LeBron get rings and Melo not even being in the NBA Finals. But when we talk about individual talent, Melo's on another level. 6'8", 240, threes, mid-range game, can shoot from the free throw line, can shoot from anywhere, can post up, play with his back to the basket, play with facing the basket. 14 players better than Carmelo Anthony? Somebody needs to be drug tested immediately. Immediately.
Yeah, you're the one who needs to be drug tested immediately. Now, I know once upon a time on this show you were the young guy, but man, you sound old when you just point to like points averaged and stuff like that.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the game. I'm talking about the game.
Yeah, points averaged.
And I am older than you. Yes, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it, by the way. But go ahead.
Well, I'm getting up there myself.
Yes, you are.
Go ahead. But you're making me feel young, because it's not that you're against stats. See, when I cite stats, a lot of people, oh, you're citing stats.
No. I just mentioned a stat or two. You come up with sabermetrics and all this other nonsense that people can't understand.
I thought this was a time where I...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then you counter with other stats. The only difference is the stats you counter with aren't that important. If you shoot a lot, and Carmelo's certainly good at scoring, you'll rack up high points totals, you know, on average. It's not easy to do, but you can do it.
That's what
there are more, like, I don't think PER is a perfect stat, but it's better than just points averaged. Carmelo ranked 37th last year. Look, in fact, there's a very good argument that Carmelo is top 5 in the NBA.
Thank you.
At his position, because there are 4 dudes at his position that I would take in a heartbeat over Carmelo.
I'm listening.
Who? LeBron James.
Yes, easy. Go ahead.
Kevin Durant.
Yes, go ahead.
Kawhi Leonard. Oh, you want to pause?
That.
Okay, I know about that. You don't know about that. I don't know about that. I
don't know about that. Let me. If you're talking about defensively, yes, but offensively,
overall.
No. Listen. I'm sorry. We talking buckets right now.
Overall,
watch your mouth,
no,
and don't be blasphemous.
You're talking buckets.
I'm talking buckets because, excuse me, it matters. Defense wins championships, but points win games.
Kawhi can't score.
You know what? Come postseason, I'm not so sure.
Can he score?
Come postseason, I'm not so sure. Come postseason, I'm not so sure.
Who does what better? Does Kawhi score better, or does Carmelo play defense better?
Well,
thank you. Okay. Paul George or Carmelo Anthony? So
I'm not sure. I would give it Melo.
Okay, you would give it Melo. You would give it. I would give it Paul George. I don't have to think that much about it, but you have to pause, which means it's not ridiculous for you to put Kawhi or Paul George in. That's 4 dudes in his own position.
That's fine, but what I'm saying to you is I need 14 dudes.
Okay, that's 4. I'm counting that as 4.
Go ahead.
Steph Curry.
Go ahead.
That's 5.
Go ahead.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, 6.
6.
Go ahead.
Chris Paul.
Oh,
Yes.
that's not fair.
Why is that not fair?
Because Chris Paul's
Who's
a
better?
floor general.
Who's better?
I need a floor general.
Well, see,
I need a floor general. That's not right.
Well, we're ranking
That's
all the
not right.
players.
That's
we're
not
ranking
right.
all the players.
That's not right, though.
We're ranking all the players.
Okay.
See, look, but
fine.
this is a mistake.
Fine. I'll give you because Chris Paul to me is the best
so what are you
orchestrator
up to,
in
like
the game.
15?
So, no.
Okay. Anthony Davis.
When healthy, yes.
Oh, so we got LeBron, we got Anthony,
That's 8.
we got Ant,
That's
we
8.
got Kevin Durant,
I'm making
Steph Curry.
I'm saying he's top
Russell
10.
Westbrook.
Go ahead, keep going.
Blake Griffin.
No.
You take
No.
Carmelo over
No.
Blake Griffin?
Excuse me.
You're
no,
the one,
no,
huh?
No, I would not take Carmelo.
Man, I wish you were a GM and I was negotiating
I would
with
not take Carmelo
making trades.
over Blake Griffin because Blake Griffin is younger.
Who's a
but I'm
better
talking about
basketball
ability. Melo.
No.
Blake Griffin. Hold on. Blake Griffin. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Come postseason time. Who do you want? You want Blake Griffin or you want Melo?
Blake Griffin.
You want Blake Griffin over
Easy.
Carmelo Anthony?
Easy. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. I don't even know what to say to you right now.
Well, I'm not done.
Keep going.
James Harden or Carmelo Anthony? James Harden's a perennial MVP candidate.
Fine.
Okay. So, I mean, how many dudes do I need? Or Boogie Cousins or Carmelo?
No.
You're taking Carmelo over Boogie?
Wait a minute. That's a different. See,
it's different positions. We're ranking all the positions.
But you're losing me here because, again, here's why. Boogie Cousins could put up the numbers. There's no doubt. So can Melo. But at the same time, I consider Boogie Cousins the best big man of the game.
Me too.
The problem is that he's kind of polarizing, never played in the postseason.
Who are you putting first, Carmelo or Boogie?
I don't know.
Okay, I do.
don't know.
But if you don't know, then you don't have to be drug tested to put him ahead of him.
What I'm saying to you is this. If you're telling me 32 years of age, or I'm saying to you, based on what Carmelo Anthony can do with a basketball.
I just gave you 11 dudes.
No, I don't think you have. But 2 of them were debatable to me.
Okay,
2 of them were
here are debatable to me. Kyrie Irving or Carmelo? See, that's debatable.
Okay.
Damian Lillard or Carmelo?
Melo.
I think that's debatable. But the point is, by your own admission, you would have him somewhere between 10 and 15.
Yeah, by my own admission.
So why is it drug tested?
By my own admission, I consider Carmelo Anthony one of the top 10 offensive players of this generation.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What's that got to do with ranking the players right now?
Because when you say you're ranking the players right now, you're discarding that.
No.
That's
why he's on the list.
They're discarding. Listen. They're discarding that. What kind of season did Anthony Davis come off of? What kind of season does Blake Griffin come off of? Come on now. I mean, there's questions about this. Paul George is great. I know that. But Melo?
The other mistake is, if you're talking about one-on-one who has the most offensive skills, Carmelo's obviously in the top 10. It's not played one-on-one. It's played 5-on-5, and you got to play both ways.
You also got to take into account teammates. If I'm playing with a bunch of scrubs, that's more work on my shoulders.
And be the deciding factor, a true NBA fan, Lil Wayne, who is here right now joining us. Come on out. Lil Wayne in the house. Stay tuned. Can you help me out? Because these two are out of control this AM. Do you hear them?
Thanks. How you doing? Good. Steve, how you doing?
I tried to put myself, say, in Tony's shoes. I'm sure Tony wants to play. I mean, he doesn't want to get injured. He wants to be productive. But you have to look at the dynamics right now. And they really are hitting on all cylinders. So this is hypothetically thinking. If you're Tony, you say, you know what? As much as I want to play, I don't want to press the issue. I want to play, but I'm going to let it play out right now. And it's probably better if Dak starts struggling and then they bring me in rather than they put me in and then all of a sudden we're not hitting on all cylinders and everyone's like, they should have got rid of Tony. Blah, blah. I mean, if I'm making sense. So I'm not saying that you tell Garrett or Jerry Jones, look, I don't want to play. I think you want to play, but look, I don't want to mess up the dynamics of the team. If we get to a point where we're struggling, then it's time for me to come in. Now, that's a hard thing to do. I just think you're better if you wait till you're really needed. And I mean, no disrespect whatsoever to Tony.
Lil Wayne, I'm watching you smile while you hear that voice. You know, Brett Favre, your former quarterback, see you with the Green Bay.
Yeah.
But before we get to the question, Stephen, did you want to mention something?
I just want to make sure everybody knows. I know David Ortiz is a 3-time World Series champion. I kept saying 2-time. I kept saying 2-time. It's because I want to forget the fact that he got his first beating the Yankees en route to the first title. That's why I wanted
That wasn't in there.
But go ahead. Go ahead, man.
You okay with your former quarterback, Brett Favre, saying that about Mr. Romo?
Yeah, I think it was very wise. And everybody's kind of, they like, what's wrong with? They're like, that's not Brett, that's not Brett who you. They think Brett, he said this about Aaron, and that's the Brett that retired but came back, and that's the Brett that would never. It's not my job to help her. That's not that Brett. this is Brett Favre. This is who he is, and this is what he's saying. And let's not worry about who's it coming from, and pay attention to what he's saying. He made sense.
Well, I'm gonna pay attention to who the hell said it.
I'm
I'm not gonna let that go, Lil Wayne. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm just saying, when you were an individual, meaning Brett Favre, when you were that dude that couldn't make up your mind when you wanted to retire, when you wanted to stay home, when you are the dude playing the quarterback position, which we're religiously told, you're not just a football player. I mean, you're the leader of the team. I mean, you're supposed to set the shining example. I mean, if you don't do it right, who else? But you've got to be that leader, the quarterback spot. This dude was nothing but the last 5 years. This dude was a walking prima donna, couldn't make up his mind when he wanted to stay, when he wanted to go, would literally leave teams dangling in the wind. Waiting. 1 year he showed up to camp for Minnesota's last year in August. I mean, he wouldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to play or not until August. Now, I was told and I was taught this does incredible damage to a football team. Oh, but not when it comes to Brett Favre. He's Brett Favre. I mean, did you know that? He threw for 71,000 yards in his career. He threw all of these touchdowns passes. Did you see him jump into the arms of his offensive lineman? Did you see him give them hugs? Did you see how he got tripped up and threw the ball underhanded to a receiver? Oh, look at the little kid in him. He still loves the game. He's just eating. Oh, you just love it. Don't you see it? Everybody fawning and drooling all over him. This is that dude. So you got the nerve to open your mouth about Tony Romo? No, Little Wayne, no. I'm not accepting that. I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm saying I don't want to hear that from Brett Favre. Go do your regular Wrangler jeans commercial, okay? Show up when they ask you to. Sit there and take pictures. You understand? Show up to Hall of Fame celebrations and all this. I don't want to hear nothing else from Brett Favre. Please.
Honestly, I think Brett was looking at it like, you know, Tony ain't no Brett.
Thank you.
Tony ain't no Brett. So Brett was looking at it like, I'm telling y'all what Tony should do.
Try to explain this
Y'all
to
ain't
you.
ask me what I would do and what I should do, because y'all already know what I would do and what I should do. I might not know what I would do till August, but I was talking about till whenever I'm ready. I'm ready. But Tony is, y'all asked me what Tony should do, and because he ain't me, he need to let that boy do what he doing.
And what about this? Is Favre telling on himself? Is he saying, look, this is the way, in a way, this is the way I would play it? Of course I want to play, so what I would do is I don't want to start right now because if we lose, then I'm out. So, hey, Tony, if you want to be slick about it, let the kid keep playing. They're going to hit a rough patch. When they do, boom, you get in there. Is he telling on himself?
I don't think he's telling on himself. I think he's just answering the question, man.
No, you're answering the questions. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm glad you were focused on the message, the only one here, the messenger.
It's so touching. It's so touching. It's so touching.
Let's change
Brett
subjects,
Favre.
can we, Stephen
Brett
A?
Favre, please. Go do your Wrangler commercials.
Wayne,
Go ahead.
let's talk a little NFC East. So you root for Redskins? That's
No, in football,
yeah,
just the
Packers? Or you
just the
like the
Packers.
Redskins in the NFC East? Or is that bad information?
No, that's bad information.
Okay, bad information.
Who do you like in the NFC East? Do you have a strong opinion about it?
I mean, I believe the Redskins would be a lot better if they located D-Jack more. He's a great receiver, and he's kind of invisible sometimes.
Well, you know what it is. I watched him last week. Deshaun Jackson's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was very frustrated. Actually, he was targeted. Kirk Cousins just overthrew him about 3 times.
Exactly.
You know, so this is what you have in the nation's capital, okay? When I look at the NFC East, you know, these folks, they don't get it. They don't get it, Lil Wayne. They don't understand how I'm plotting. Because you do know this about me with the Cowboy fans. I think they're disgusting. I think they're the worst fan base in American history. I can't stand the Cowboy fans. I can't stand them, okay? They make me sick. But I will tell you this.
Shout out, Ant.
Everybody thinks that I want the Cowboys to lose. You know, they don't understand. Go ahead and let them win. Let me get right up there, Max. Let me get right up there to the tip. Let me get right up there. Let me get to the NFC Championship game. Let them have a lead in the 4th quarter. Let them be up by 20 and then blow it. I want an epic failure. That's what I want.
I want to lick the tears off the fans' face like
That's what I'm after.
And the more heartbreaking it is, the sweeter the tears.
And I hope that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys invite me to Texas Stadium because you know what I'll do? I will party with Cowboy fans for a tailgate party and laugh right in their face when it happens. I would do it. I really would. I really would. I'm silly.
Speaking of Deshaun Jackson,
right?
You know how hard it is to overthrow Deshaun Jackson?
Exactly.
How do you overthrow that guy? I mean, the quarterback play in Washington, except for RG3's rookie year, has not been consistently good in how many years?
Well, Kirk Cousins played well last year, but it was against mediocre talent.
And it was for a few games. It was some spurts to me. It wasn't, you know, I thought that was what I actually thought was happening was how we blow. When I say we, I mean us, America, how we just blow things up, you know. I might make a shot behind my, oh, Lil Wayne's the best basketball player. You know, just, I think that was happening.
Gotcha.
What he said, you like that or something like that?
You like that? You like that's why the Green Bay Packers ended their season by saying, you like that?
Hey, who you telling?
The division up for grabs, like always, but clearly Carson Wentz and Dak both putting on a show. But let's get your thoughts on the Lakers real quick. First time without Kobe for 20 seasons. What are your expectations?
I don't have any.
Smart.
I don't have any expectations. I'm just gonna watch and enjoy and see what we have, see what we're doing, and I think they should go out there the same way, just have fun and play ball, and then just try to figure something out for the time being. I don't have any expectations. I mean,
let me make news today.
Okay.
I've decided I'm gonna be a little bit nice to Jim Buss this year. Even though I believe that he played a very significant role in ruining this franchise. I've gotten on him enough. And now that they've hired Luke Walton, who I like, who I'm confident will do a good job eventually, I'm going to sit up here and try to give the Los Angeles Lakers a little pass here. I'm hoping. I was just in L.A., you know, a couple of days ago. I did the Jimmy Kimmel show. While I was in L.A., that little buzz, that fever that you felt when Kobe was there, totally gone. It's not there now. Let's see what happens.
Well, I mean, one of the good things about Kobe being so bad the last couple seasons of his career, they extended his contract before he ever showed he could play again. After the Achilles, he was never the same. He had games here and there, but basically was a terrible player, especially for one who touched the ball so much. But the benefit was fans, Lil Wayne and others, want to see Kobe. You got that. Lakers fans got to build through the draft, and now they have an interesting young nucleus and a lot of cap space going forward. Even though I don't love the way they handled it in this offseason, they still have some flexibility going forward.
They already messed up because even though he's a decent player with promise, you don't draft D'Angelo Russell ahead of Jaleel Okafor.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. We got a lot to talk about in the NBA.
Yes, we do. Wayne, appreciate you. Always good to see you. Thank you so much for being here with us. Come back again soon.